Mother is arrested and charged after court documents say she injected feces into her own child's IV. Court records state on Sunday, staff at Nationwide Children's Hospital saw Tiffany Leser use a syringe to inject what they believe to be human waste into the child's IV. An officer on duty at the hospital detained her, and the child was immediately treated. She is charged with endangering children and is being held in jail on a $250,000 bond.
Not everybody deserves to be a parent. So this monster right here, I'm not going to say mother, she's a monster. She's accused of injecting feces into her child's IV at the hospital. Now, according to reports, the hospital staff, and then shout out to the hospital staff, but the hospital staff saw this monster, Tiffany Leser, injecting a foreign substance into her child's IV on February the 6th. Then, on February the 8th, they again saw her injecting what they believed to be human waste into the child's IV. Now, that's when they called police. So the hospital staff told officers that they looked at surveillance video of the child's room that allegedly showed Leser going into the bathroom with a cup. That's nasty. Then she put what appeared to be the fecal matter into the syringe, and she injected it into the IV line of the child's left hand. You know how deranged you have to be to do some mess like that? Now, she appeared in court today, and she was ordered not to have any kind of unsupervised contact with minors as part of her bail condition. I mean, she can't be around her kids or nobody else's kids. Now, I'm not for sure if this was the 9-year-old or the older child that was in the hospital, because I seen a picture of the older child laying in the hospital bed. But she has 4 children total. She also had one that passed away from a premature birth. Are the kids okay? Also, Tiffany, are you going to give back that $3,300 that you got in donations on that website called the Meal Train? Yeah, she was playing off of people's sympathy. Got that baby up in there sick. Got sitting up there doing things you shouldn't even been doing. To collect money? Is that how you were doing it? For the love of money is the root of all evil. She has a preliminary hearing coming up on February the 19th. I'll bring you more as soon as I find out more. But this is totally sick, man.
Now, when I say I don't know what's wrong with people these days, I really mean I don't know what's wrong with people these days. As I'm talking about this woman right here, 35 years old, her name is Tiffany Leser. Now, this incident happened in Nationwide Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. Now, the staff at the hospital, I don't know if they had a strange feeling about this woman, but they started looking at surveillance video from this woman's room as she was staying with her child. Now, they noticed this woman going to the bathroom with a cup. Now, when she came out of the bathroom, she had that cup and she put it in a syringe, and she used the syringe and put it in the child's IV that was in his left hand, which was odd. And they looked at video from the past, and she was doing the same thing. So they alerted the cops. Now, the cops, they end up arresting this woman. Comes to find out, they believe it was human waste. Now, she's wanted for child endangerment and child torture. She had court the other day, and she had a hearing, and right now she's not allowed to be around any kids without supervision. And she has a court date set in about a couple weeks. So I'm just saying, what is wrong with people these days? And why would you do this to a child, let alone your own child? Somebody tell me.
So this nasty piece of shit that you see on your screen is Tiffany Leser. And you will not believe what this dusty, dirty bitch did. On February 6th, at Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio, 35-year-old Tiffany Leser was injecting fecal matter into her child's IV. This is what the staff told the police, what they seen. On February 8th, the hospital staff told police that they saw Tiffany on surveillance cameras going into the bathroom with a cup. When the cup, she came out of the bathroom with the cup, it was filled with fecal matter. And she put the fecal matter in the syringe and started injecting the fecal matter into the child's IV line, which was on the child's left hand. So Tiffany was arrested and has been charged with child endangerment on Tuesday, February 10th. Tiffany appeared in court And on conditions of her bail, she has no contact unsupervised with children. Tiffany's preliminary hearing is scheduled for February 19th. This lady is disgusting. Okay? Who thinks about putting fecal matter into somebody's IV? This lady is sick. She is sick in the head and she needs help. It just sounds like she was just trying to get this girl sick. I don't or boy sick. God. But hell, what do I know? I'm just a talking head.
I would like for everyone to meet 35-year-old Tiffany Marie Lassier. She is being accused of injecting her child's IV with fecal matter. The child was admitted to the hospital on February 6, 2026 for injuries from suspected abuse. These events occurred at Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. According to the Columbus Police Department, hospital staff observed Lassier injecting an unknown substance into the child's IV port on the day of admission, so on the 6th. Hospital staff then notified the police of this. They started an investigation and implemented monitoring systems of Lassier's visits. 2 days later, on February 8th, surveillance footage allegedly captured Lassier entering a hospital bathroom with a specimen cup, exiting with the cup containing fecal matter mixed with a liquid, and then using a syringe to inject the mixture into the IV line attached to the child's left hand. Lassier appeared in a Franklin County Court of Common Pleas on February 10th. A judge set her bond at $250,000 and ordered that there will be no unsupervised visits with children or minors if she is released or is able to post bond. The preliminary hearing is scheduled for February 19th, and I don't even know what to think about this stuff anymore, you guys. Like, you're injecting fecal matter, allegedly, into your son's IV. Isn't that like the oldest trick in the book? Did you not think they was going to catch you on camera? What do you think should happen to this mother? Should we even call her a mother?
This monster of a mother tried to poison her own child with feces. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is horrific. A 35-year-old Ohio woman has been accused of trying to poison her child in an awful way. That's because she allegedly injected a foreign substance, specifically human feces, into a child's IV at a hospital over the weekend. Guess why the child was in the hospital to begin with? Suspected abuse. So this is Tiffany Lassier, and she was arrested yesterday on Monday, February 9th. She was charged with 1 count of endangering the welfare of a child. According to reports, the incident occurred this past Friday at Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus. And again, that's in Ohio. The child was reportedly admitted to the hospital on Friday, February 6th, and that was due to injuries from suspected child ABUSC. The child's name, age, and gender have not yet been revealed. Reportedly that same day the child was admitted to the hospital, a staff member at the hospital allegedly saw Tiffany here use a syringe to inject an unknown substance into her child's IV port. The medical staff then notified the Columbus Police Department about the incident. The staff also told police that when Tiffany came back to visit her child, they would monitor her interactions with the child. So that's exactly what they did. 2 days later, the hospital staff went through surveillance footage and they saw Tiffany here yet again try to contaminate her child's IV. According to reports, the footage showed her going into the hospital room's bathroom and she was carrying a specimen cup like you go to the bathroom in. When she exited the bathroom, it appeared the cup had human feces in it, meaning she went in the cup. Absolutely sick. She then proceeded to mix the fecal matter with the liquid before she used a syringe to inject the mixture into the IV line that was attached to her child's left hand. After this incident, she was luckily arrested. Reportedly, Tiffany made her first court appearance in the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas today on Tuesday, February 10th. A judge ordered her to remain behind bars on a $250,000 bond. If she does post her bond, she cannot have any unsupervised contact with any minors. She is currently scheduled to appear in court again next week on February 19th for her preliminary hearing. What a disgusting, foul human being. I hope she stays in jail. She does not deserve to be free. Let me know your thoughts. For more true crime, be sure to follow and subscribe if you're over on YouTube.
A 35-year-old mother from Columbus, Ohio is facing criminal charges after hospital staff allegedly caught her injecting human waste into her child's IV while the child was at the hospital receiving medical care. According to the criminal complaint, staff first became concerned on February 6, 2026 when they observed this woman right here, Tiffany Lesser, injecting what was described as a foreign substance into her child's IV line. 2 days later, on February 8, 2026, hospital staff caught her doing this again, and they did have reason to believe that it was human waste that she was injecting into her child's IV, prompting them to immediately contact law enforcement. Hospital staff told authorities that surveillance footage from the child's hospital room shows Tiffany entering the bathroom with a cup and then exiting the bathroom with the cup and a syringe containing what appeared to be human waste. She's on surveillance footage apparently walking up to the child with the cup and the syringe, putting the syringe in the cup, extracting whatever matter was inside of the cup, and then injecting that matter into the child's IV line, which was connected to their left hand. At the moment, authorities have not released details pertaining to the child, their age, why they were at the hospital in the first place, or whether the child suffered any additional complications from Tiffany doing this. They don't currently have a motive, however, they do have enough evidence to charge her, and she is currently being charged with child endangerment. She appeared in court on Tuesday, February 10th, 2026, where a judge ordered that she have no unsupervised contact with minors as a condition of her bail, which she did make. She is not in custody anymore, and a preliminary hearing was scheduled for her on February 19th, 2026, at which time prosecutors are expected to present evidence to determine whether the case will proceed to trial. Why a mom would do this to her own child is beyond me. Did she want attention? Did she want to take her child out? Who knows? I did end up finding her on FB, and I came across this photo right here. She does have several children, but it appears that one of her daughters was actually in the hospital as far back as January of 2026. If convicted of the current charge that she's facing, she's looking at about 6 months to 3 years behind bars. Do you guys think that that is enough time for the crime? Let me know in the comments.